Hey everybody, so welcome back to another video. Today we've got the Samsung Galaxy Note 9, Note 10 and Note 20 Ultra. Three of the devices I've used in the past few months. And I'm going to be reviewing each and every one of them, comparing them in terms of camera, battery, screen, all the specs. And I'm also going to be covering why I like which phone the most. Because I don't know if it's like a good idea to buy one of these phones in 2024. Especially considering this phone is from 2018, this one 2019, and this one 2020. Even this one is already 4 years old, and yet I still use this one as my main device. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into it. Now first of all, I want to compare the speed, so let's open a few apps and see which one can do it the fastest. Obviously on the left here we have the Note 9, that's the Note 10, that's the Note 20 Ultra. All of these phones have about the same apps installed on them. So this is actually really realistic because like they're all full of data and actually like being used kind of. First of all, what we're gonna do is just close all apps. So let's start off by booting up TikTok.
This teen died of a suspected drug overdose at a Drummond Pennsylvania Margate. 17-year-old Emily Stone.
Now the Note 10 and Note 20 Ultra are kind of struggling, while the Note 9 is actually fast. I don't know why my Note 9 is so fast, but yeah. Second app I'm going to be opening is Spotify, so let's see. The Note 10 definitely won this thing, and this is not good at all. Then next up we're going to try CapCut. The Note 20 Ultra is definitely the fastest, but these ones aren't too bad either. Now next up I want to try something a bit more intensive, so let's go ahead and open up a game. I would open them all at the same time, but I don't have like 20 fingers. Let's just open up Pokemon Go and see which one looks the fastest. For some reason all of them need to update, but the Note 10 just doesn't want to open it. Oh, there it goes. Now, for some reason, the Note 10 was diabolically slow. Note 20 Ultra was really good, and this thing was meh. Let's try another game. We can try creating a world in Minecraft. Now, these are just the normal world settings and normal survival, so I'm gonna click create from left to right. This thing suddenly decides it wants to do something else. So this is a definite win for the Note 20 Ultra. And my Note 9, yet again, is ahead of the Note 10. Wow. Okay, now for the last speed test, I want to make a little video in CapCut and try to render that. So what we gotta do is just import the same video on all three devices, and then we can render them to see which one is actually the fastest. But the video's gotta be the same video, otherwise it wouldn't be fair. So I'm just gonna import some stuff from my PC real quick. This is the video we're gonna be editing. I'm gonna just add like one effect on each of these and see which one handles the video the best. Why is everything pro? Black flash too. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Okay, so now that all the videos got this one effect, I'm gonna try and click export. It's only 720p. I can actually up the resolution to 4K to make it more intensive, so let's try that. And put the bitrate all the way up. Then we can click export and see which one is the fastest here. Now this is not making any sense to me, like at all. What the hell? Something about this test is like super off, but I don't know what. Because this one should be the slowest. And then this one, and then this one. Anyways, that was the render test, so this one definitely won for some reason. Turns out the Note 9 is not that much slower than these two apparently. And the Note 10 itself just seems terrible until now. Now the last thing I wanted to do, because the test seemed kind of off, was run Geekbench on all of 3 phones and see which one finishes first. Then look at the scores, and then we can actually see which one is the most powerful. Even though in the user experience we just did, the Note 9 kind of seemed the best, or like ahead with the Note 20 Ultra. Alright, it took a while, but the Note 9 finished first. And you can see the results. These things are not really too far off, but these two are actually. On single core, the Note 10 scores twice as much as the Note 9 almost. And even on multi-core, the Note 10 destroys the Note 9. So that's why it's so weird that in the user experience test, the Note 9 seemed ahead of the Note 10. What? Now next up, let's move on to test number 2. For test number 2, we're going to be looking at the features that each phone has and what makes them so special. Now let's start off with the Note 9. Here you go, I just took them out the case real quick. The Note 9 obviously has the pen, just like both of these. That's actually why I chose them in the first place, because I really like the S Pen. Since I do most of my video editing on CapCut, it's really convenient for me to just... Why did this thing turn off? It's really convenient for me to just pull the pen out and start editing. Now, unlike these two, the Note 9 actually has an action button right here, and the power button is on the right. If I click this action button, I programmed it to turn the flashlight on, which is actually amazing. I wish I could do that on one of these, but no, I couldn't, because I don't have an action button. So that's already 1 point for the Note 9. The thing when I switched from the Note 9 to the Note 10 was actually very annoying, given the fact that this thing has this button layout on the left. And this thing also has that on the left, it's just this is the power button, and on the Note 9 the power button is right here. So that's really confusing if you're switching from the Note 9 to the Note 10, I actually hate it. Now, second is the headphone jack. None of these phones has a headphone jack. Why did they remove it? You can call me a freaking boomer for this, but I still use the headphone jack just about every day. I use the headphone jack for my DS, for my 3DS, for my PSP, anything you could think of. Yeah, sure, I could buy an adapter and plug it into the USB-C port, but sometimes I even want to like watch movies or series or YouTube on my phone, and then I can't charge it and have my headphones plugged in at the same time. And also the quality from these dongles, it makes it so much worse, to the point where you might as well buy new headphones. So that's yet another point for the Note 9. Now third up is the biometrics. If we'll turn these phones off real quick, I can show you. This thing also has the under-screen home button. You can click it and it will turn on. Now this is not a thing on the Note 10 or on the Note 20 Ultra. I actually love this feature. But instead of that, the Note 10 and the Note 20 Ultra have this under-screen fingerprint sensor that sometimes works. But I do not like this feature at all, since my hands are very dirty most of the time. I mean, it's not the fastest, but it works. The Note 20 Ultra, I've been having some more issues trying to get it to work. I mean, right now it works perfectly fine, but most of the time it doesn't want to catch my finger for some reason. Anyways, on the Note 9 you also have the iris scanner up here. Mine is pretty fucked up, but that doesn't matter. We have the fingerprint scanner as well, so we can log in by putting our finger on the back like this. And let's say we have dirty hands or we have gloves on, we can turn it on, it will scan my irises like that, and it will also log in. So in terms of biometrics, that's yet another point to the Note 9 if you're asking me. Next up is storage. These are all the base models of the phones. The Note 9 only has 128 gigabytes of internal storage. The Note 10 has 256, and so does the Note 20 Ultra. But the thing about the Note 9 is that I can actually put an SD card in, so I have 500 gigabytes extra. Just for the price of like 20 bucks. Now I think I forgot to mention this, but the Note 20 Ultra also has an SD card slot. It's just the Note 10 that doesn't. So the price goes to the Note 9 and Note 20 Ultra for this. Also, for the memory, the Note 9 has 6 gigabytes of RAM, the Note 10 has 8 gigabytes of RAM, and the Note 20 Ultra has 12 gigabytes of RAM. But apparently that doesn't matter that much, since the Note 9 seems to be killing both of these phones in some tests for some reason. Now, next up are the speakers. Let me just try and find some kind of non-copyrighted song. Now, if we're talking about speakers, I'm not only talking about volume, obviously, but also about quality. And yes, I made sure to enable the Dolby Atmos feature on all of these phones, because that makes it sound a whole lot better. Also, I tuned the equalizer a bit to make it sound a little bit more true to life, with like a more bassy feeling to it, because that's just how I like Samsung for that. You can just tune your speakers to whatever you want. Now let's just blast these things at max volume. Now the Note 9, I cannot complain about it at all. It sounds amazing, especially for its age. Also, one really cool thing about these phones is they have speakers down here and also at the top, so you're actually gonna get the sound pointed at you, yet that bassy feeling from underneath. It's really good. The Note 10, what? It sounds a little bit less good. It really sounds alike, but this thing sounds better. It does. Maybe that's because this phone is bigger though. Let's test the Note 20 Ultra. Now this thing is like a party speaker. They all go up to about the same volume, but the Note 20 Ultra definitely is the best out of these three. At second place I would rank the Note 9, and last place I would rank this thing, although it's a pretty close call between these two. Also, one thing I gotta point out that I really hated about this Note 20 Ultra. Hold on, I'm gonna try and show y'all. So usually when you're watching movies or something, you hold your phone like this, right? I can just hold my phone like this and it will play the music just fine. See? Because this is where the speaker is, I can just hold it like this. Now, same story on the Note 10, I can hold it like this and it will sound just fine. But if I do that with the Note 20 Ultra, the speaker is actually moved to the left. Let me put them side by side. The speaker on the Note 20 Ultra is moved to the left instead of the right. So if I hold it like this, the speaker gets blocked. Let me show you how it sounds. Samsung, why did you do that? This totally ruined my media experience for this phone. Like, even though this thing also has an SD card slot, by the way. Unlike the Note 10, only the Note 10 Plus has that, which really sucks. But I mean, this has an SD card slot, so I can just load any shows or movies into this phone. And then if I want to use a headphone jack, there's no headphone jack, so I'm gonna have to use an adapter, which already makes the sound a little bit less good. And then if I want to watch it on the phone itself with its beautiful speakers, I'm ending up blocking it. Why? Somebody explain that. Now that's, in my eyes, this is a terrible design flaw, but yeah, I don't know, some people might actually like that. Now also, one kind of funny thing to point out is that the Note 9 actually still has a heart rate sensor right here. I mean, nobody uses that, obviously. When they removed that on the Note 10 and on the Note 20 Ultra as well. In terms of features and abilities, these two phones really lag behind. Now, one thing they are actually better in is the cameras. I'm not saying the quality itself is better. We're gonna do a camera test in a few minutes. But what I'm saying is the amount of cameras. As you can see, the Note 9 only has two cameras, a normal lens and a zoom lens. While the Note 10 has a normal lens, a zoom lens, and an ultra-wide lens. Or this is the ultra-wide, I don't know. And the Note 20 Ultra also has three lenses. This thing does not have an ultra-wide lens. That was not even a thing at this time, so I mean, you can't really blame it for it, but still. Now, that's the only thing these few phones have that the Note 9 does not have. Oh, and one more thing that I forgot. I don't think I have one of these chargers with me right now. As a matter of fact, let me look. No, but anyways, this phone can charge up to 15 watts. This phone can charge up to 25 watts, and this one can also charge up to 25 watts. That's a 10 watt increase. So I'm not complaining about my Note 9 because it charges within like an hour and a half, I think. And these things can charge from 0 to 100 in like an hour. So also in charging speed, the Note 9 is falling behind. And the other thing that these two are better in is the software support. So the Note 9 came with Android 8 and it got 3 major Android updates up to Android 10. The Note 10 released on Android 9 and it got 4 major Android updates up to Android 12. And the Note 20 Ultra released on Android 10 and it also got 4 major Android updates up to Android 13. But still, this thing is only at Android 13, which means that it is not supported anymore. Although you can still download every app, just like the Note 9 actually. But still, if we're talking updates, then this thing is definitely behind a lot. Since Android 10 came out in 2020, so the oldest software for this phone is already 4 years old. Now for the screens, the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 has a 1440p AMOLED, which is curved as you can see. It's really beautiful and it goes up to 658 nits. The Note 10 only has a 1080p screen and you can actually see that if you're used to 1440p. It goes up to 800 nits, which is a lot better than the Note 9 though. And for the Note 20 Ultra, it's also 1440p, just like the Note 9. It's absolutely massive. And the max brightness of the Note 20 Ultra is 1024 nits. Which is quite a lot brighter compared to this thing, but nah, this thing, these are about the same honestly. Now that was it for the straightforward comparison. Only thing we got to talk about still is the battery. Now I did replace the battery on my Note 9 like some time ago and it's actually performing really well. It gets like 4 hours of screen on time. That's actually pretty good. Let me just check these things since the last charge. For these two things, I've had them on for about the same time and that one's at 53, that one's at 56. But like I've charged them both up to 100 and did exactly the same test with them. So that means the Note 20 Ultra is not even that much better than the Note 10. I don't know for how long it's been on though, it's not showing me. You can see right here, full charge will last about 1 day and 7 hours. And this thing says 2 days and 3 hours, but it really is at the same battery percentage, so that doesn't really make sense. Now there is one more feature I forgot to mention in the video. So there's this feature that has been introduced since the Samsung Galaxy S10, so yes, the Note 10 also has that. It's called wireless power sharing. As soon as you click it, your phone acts like a power bank. Let me show you. So right here we have the Note 9, which cannot do that. If we put it on the back of our Note 20 Ultra, it will start charging, as you can see. So right now our phone is charging using our phone as a power bank. How funny is that? Not gonna lie, this could actually be pretty useful if your friend is in desperate need of some juice or something. But I can't forget this feature, obviously. Anyways, I can easily get about 4 hours of screen on time out of my Note 9, which is more than enough for me, really. Now I'm gonna do a full battery test right now. Okay, now for the battery test. As you can see, I've charged all 3 phones up to 100% battery. So first of all, I'll leave TikTok running for about an hour and let's see which one loses the most battery in an hour. And yes, the brightness on all 3 phones is turned up. Alright, it's been about an hour now. I've been scrolling through some TikToks every like what, 10 minutes. And these results are kind of surprising to me. The Note 9 is still at 85, the Note 10 is at 87, and the Note 20 Ultra is at 84%. So that means the Note 10 is ahead of the Note 9, and the Note 9 is ahead of the Note 20 Ultra. Anyways, let's move on to the next test. I just open up YouTube and try playing. Oh shit. So right now, let's just close everything up. I'm gonna open up YouTube on all of these phones and play the same video. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be doing this video. Of course, we gotta see 10 million ads first. Now, also on all of these phones, I'm gonna be clicking 4K. Apparently, HDR is supported by YouTube. I didn't even know that. Now, one thing that does instantly stand out to me is that all of these screens are absolutely gorgeous. What the hell? But I'm gonna let this video play for like an hour and then I'll check back again. Alright, it's almost been another hour. The Note 9 is at 67% battery. The Note 10 is at 75%. And the Note 20 Ultra is 69. Now that means that this thing is just ahead of this thing. And this thing is absolutely killing both of them. Keep in mind, this thing has been loading all of the time. Like this is at 20 seconds. And this is at 40. This phone has been playing twice as much as this one because it just keeps on loading. The Note 10 is so shit. Look, it does it again. And the Note 20 Ultra also been loading all the time. But the Note 9 hasn't been loading or bogging at all. It's almost at 45 minutes now. So I don't know if this thing has been draining more battery because it's been playing more. But anyways, let's move on to the next test. Now for the next test, I'm going to be playing some stupid Instagram Reels on all of these phones. But I'm going to be playing Instagram Reels for a while now. Now it's been about another hour and these things are holding up really well. With the Note 9 sitting at 51 while the Note 20 Ultra is at 50. So the Note 9 is getting ahead of the Note 20 Ultra again. And the Note 10 is just a clear winner. Now I'll leave these three phones idle for a while and then in like 2 hours I'll check back. Now that it's 19:39, let's start up TikTok again. So quick update, yes, as you can see it's actually night by now. The Note 20 Ultra seemed to have dropped a lot of percent, while the Note 9 is still at 12 and the Note 10 is still at 34. And yes, the Note 20 Ultra just died, with the Note 9 still having 12%. And now a while later, the screen of the Note 9 has dimmed, it's only at 5%, while the Note 10 is still at 27. Oh, and by the way, I haven't even checked, let me check real quick. The screen of these phones have already been on for 5 hours and 40 minutes, and the Note 20 Ultra died at about 5 hours. So that's pretty good. And now just 5 seconds ago, the Note 9 died as well, leaving the Note 10 the absolute winner of the battery contest, with still 22% on the battery, while these two have died. Hats off, Note 10. Okay, so right now we're outside. Right here we have the Note 9, the Note 10 and the Note 20 Ultra. Let's see which one's the best in terms of camera. As you can see, all three cameras are completely intact. And I've cleaned them off a bit because we don't have any excuses. Unfortunately, I cannot test the front camera of the Note 9 because that's pretty broken, as you can see. Although the other two phones are totally fine. So let's get started. First of all, we'll try the Note 9. Now this shit's just in my backyard, but as you can see, the Note 9 has this very cool feature. You can see it detects that it's some kind of animal, and then if I point it to a flower, you can see it switches to a flower. I don't know if the other two phones have the same feature as well, but at least the Note 9 shows it very obviously. I believe it's called some kind of scene optimizer. Now let's move on to the Note 10. You can see the UI is kind of different. So if we point at the cat, we're not gonna get that little symbol saying that we're actually aiming at a cat. And now for the Note 20 Ultra. This thing also doesn't have that. It looks very similar to the Note 10 actually. Although I do gotta say the Note 20 Ultra is really nice for taking pictures, given the fact the screen goes so bright, so you can really see what you're capturing. So the Note 9 has up to 2 times optical zoom, and no ultra wide obviously. Our Note 10 has 3 different lenses, the ultra wide, the normal lens, and the 2 times optical zoom. And our Note 20 Ultra has a 0.5 camera as well, a 1 time normal camera and a 5 times optical zoom. Now here are some comparisons. So the Note 9 looks really good in this picture, the Note 10 is kind of overexposing it, and the Note 20 Ultra is pretty good. Now right here, the colors are very different in all 3 photos. The Note 9 is pretty dark to me, the Note 10 looks kind of too sharp, and the Note 20 Ultra is very blurred. I don't know why it does this, but the blur is like all over the picture. Now for these next pictures, they actually look really similar. Until you zoom in, that is. So let's start off with the Note 9. This actually looks pretty good, even when zoomed in. The Note 10 looks kind of too sharp to me. And the Note 20 Ultra actually does a great job at everything. Now for the last few pictures in the backyard. I took some photos in landscape mode and the Note 9 actually looks pretty beautiful, as you can see. Just like Note 10, there's nothing to complain about here. And the Note 20 Ultra also did a pretty good job. It's just the background is so blurred. Now for the ultra wide, obviously the Note 9 does not have an ultra wide. The Note 10 looked pretty beautiful, but the Note 20 looked just like you were looking through like a fisheye filter. Like, why is it that wide? Now for the next test we went outside, out to some forest type shit, to see how well these phones can capture nature and stuff. Because typically that's where most people are gonna take pictures. Now first of all, I took a few pictures of the male to see which phone would just make the best normal picture. And to me it seems like the Note 9 is kind of like washed out in terms of colors, especially compared to the other two. I mean, the Note 10 and Note 20 Ultra look pretty good to me, but I mean, the Note 9 itself doesn't look bad, but as soon as you compare it, you can really see that it's like falling behind. First of all, we'll try taking a few pictures with my Note 9. You can see it has up to 10 times zoom maximum. Also, yes, I'm recording this with my iPhone XS, because it's like the best video recording thing I have. Also, the Note 10 goes up to 10 times zoom, just like the Note 9. Which, I mean, it's not that much, but it gets the job done. And now for the Note 20 Ultra, this thing has up to 50 times zoom. Unlike its brother, the S20 Ultra, which can zoom up to 100 times. 50 times is still a lot more than 10. So I took some pictures trying to compare which phone can zoom the farthest. And also just for fun, I did a 50 times zoom picture of the trees on the Note 20 Ultra, which doesn't look that good, obviously, because it's 50 times zoom. But still, it's a lot better than the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 and the Note 10, because those can't even zoom into 50 times. So I mean, for the zoom test, that's a clear win for the Note 20 Ultra. So here's the video on the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. 1080p. Everything looks really good. Microphone sounds pretty much fantastic. So yeah, I think it even has like HDR enabled and stuff. You can also zoom in on the video up to 6 times, no 10. So no complaints here. Now here's a video on the Samsung Galaxy Note 10. I believe the main reason I didn't really like this phone was because the mic sounded diabolical. Anyways, the picture looks pretty good. We can also switch to ultra wide inside of the video and zoom in up to 10 times just like the Note 9. For some reason it doesn't look as good as the Note 9, while you're recording at least, but it could be worse. Also, one cool thing is that you can actually switch to the front camera while you're recording on the Note 10 and Note 20 Ultra. As you can see, we can just switch while we're walking. Now for the Note 20 Ultra, the color depth and like the colors themselves even, they look so much better than the Note 10. You can also switch to ultra wide and up to 5 times zoom. As you can see, text is really clear. And we can zoom in up to 20 times while we're recording on the Note 20 Ultra, so that's quite an improvement. And obviously you can also switch to the front camera while you're recording on this phone, which is not bad at all. Now just for a quick video comparison, let's see if we zoom in on this. This is the Note 20 Ultra zooming in on the sign. You can actually read everything clearly. This right here is the Note 10 zooming in on the sign, 2 times optical zoom. We just hit 5 times zoom. You can kind of read it, but it's much worse than the Note 20 Ultra. Also, one cool feature on the Note 10 is if you zoom in, the microphone will adapt to that level. So if I zoom in on that point, the sound from that point is going to be captured, and if I zoom out, you can probably hear a difference. The microphone quality changes. Even in ultra wide, now it should sound different as well. Even though it has all these cool features, the mic still sounds pretty terrible to me, honestly. And now for our beautiful Note 9. For some reason I still like this view the most. We can also zoom in up to 5 times. I think it looks the worst, but I mean, it's not really that bad. Also, one annoying thing about the Note 9 is that we cannot switch the camera while we're recording to the front camera, I mean. So if I want to record myself, I'll have to record myself with the back camera right now. But that doesn't matter, let's just move on. So right here I was just going to take a quick walk in the forest to see how the stabilization does and how the phones capture the light, beginning with the Note 9. So let's see how they do. So we're just walking normally right now. Whoa. And honestly, this looks really good. And the stabilization is pretty good. I couldn't even find that feature for the stabilization, but it looks really good. So right here I actually found out that the stabilization, I can't turn it on for some reason. I don't know why that is, but I couldn't turn it on. Now here's some footage on the Note 10 without stabilization. You can see right there where there's light, it's completely blurred out. I do not like that at all. Even if we zoom in, everything is overexposed behind the leaves. So that's not too good. And here's a video on the Note 10 with stabilization on. Usually I don't like this feature because the overexposing is so bad. That's not what I wanted to say. Usually I don't like this feature. Oh, it looks like I can't even go here now. So we're gonna walk back. Now, as I was saying, usually I don't like this feature because with every step I take, I can just see the camera kind of shaking and it looks very unreal the way it tries to correct it. Now, the Note 10 also has this feature right here. Let me enable it. Super steady on, a super steady mode. So let's see how that performs. This is a super steady mode on the Note 10. It looks really zoomed in. The thing about the super steady mode is it kind of zooms in so that it can like remove the edges from the screen, and that's how it like stays steady. But it actually looks super zoomed in, like my hand is way in front of the screen right now. Which makes it kind of like useless to me. But let's try running and seeing how it performs. Now next up is a video test on the Note 20 Ultra without stabilization. Let me just walk down this path once more so you can really see. Even without stabilization, it looks pretty good to me. Here's a video test on the Note 20 Ultra with stabilization enabled. Now personally, I don't see much of a difference. And this right here is a video test with super stabilization on. Just like the Note 10, it's super zoomed in. I don't like that at all. Let's try running. And let's see how they perform. Now let's do a front camera test. I don't think this is going to be fair since my front camera looks like this on the Note 9. But we can skip the Note 9 and move on to the Note 10 and Note 20 Ultra. I would really like to do this, but it looks so bad. I do remember though, when this thing was not cracked like this, it actually looked really good. So I hope the Note 10 and Note 20 Ultra look this good as well. So here's a test on the Note 10 front camera video. It's really sunny, so it actually looks super good. Not sure if it's really steady or if the microphone is good. But on camera, it does look really good. And here's a front camera test on the Note 20 Ultra. It looks kind of wide for some reason. I mean, I like that though. Also, all the beauty face filters are disabled. I don't know why Samsung automatically enables that, but I kind of hate it. Whoa, what's that, a bunny? I don't know if I saw that correctly, but I thought I saw some kind of animal. Must be seeing things. Just for shits and giggles, let's grab the Note 9. It looks really bad because of my camera that's so messed up. Anyways, we can at least test the microphone and it doesn't look that bad. It's just that my glass is broken. And now for the actual iPhone comparison. This is my iPhone XS. It's also filming in 1080p. I low-key love this phone. I don't know if it's any better than the other phones, but guys, it turns out I wasn't hearing things. There's actually horses right there. I don't know if it's safe. Let's just get close. This 5x zoom really comes in handy at points like this. Look, this is how far away they actually are. I'm mad close. Mind you, these animals are wild. So like, they could chase me down. I could die. I don't care. Never mind, guys. We're not gonna be getting close to the horses today. These things scare the shit out of me, honestly. Doesn't matter though, we can still move on to some beautiful pictures probably. And I think I know a route. If I go up there, I can go all the way over there and like past these horses without them like killing me or something. And yes, it turns out I was right. We can walk all the way over here. And then I think we can go back right there because that's where the horses are. I'm not even gonna lie, these horses be making some scary ass noises. Like, what is they doing? Look at that. What the hell? These horses gotta be mad geeked. Look at this. What the hell? It's got the freaking whooping cough or something. Let's just leave the horses and move on. Okay, so we've arrived at the other side. You know, there's a wall warning sign and stuff. So I might just get like, I don't know, attacked by a wolf or bit by a shark, whatever. I don't care. Anything for the camera comparison. Whoa, there's shit everywhere. I'm kind of making a vlog out of this, but whatever. Bro, I swear to God, I keep on hearing things. I'm gonna get attacked by a fucking wolf, bro. I'm thinking we can go here for the low light camera test, or we can go there and for portraits. I think that's all that's left, portraits and low light. So let's just go to the low light. I swear to God, if I see like a sign of a bear in here, I'm out. First of all, the Note 9, I'm gonna try portrait. I'm gonna try close up and low light and normal photo. Now, even though this is not really low light, you can see the Note 9 did an astonishing job at the first photo, and the second one is also pretty beautiful. The Note 10 is once again kind of overexposing the colors. Just like in the second one, it seems so bright. And the Note 20 Ultra does an amazing job at the first photo, and so does it do an amazing job at the second photo actually. Now, if you put them side by side to compare right here, you can see the Note 9 has had real depth going on while retaining the sharpness. The Note 10 does not really have the sharpness, neither does it have the depth. And the Note 20 Ultra does not really have the depth. I mean, it's kind of blurred in the background. Yet, the colors look really accurate though, so that's a good thing. Now, I just took these pictures, but this is not really a low light, honestly. Look at this. I'm gonna try a low light comparison in the evening, maybe. Well, I'm not gonna walk any further and risk my ass getting grabbed by a bear. So let's move on over there and see how it deals with the portraits. Actually, this is a real good place for portraits. I'm gonna do it right here. So I took 2 photos on each phone, and here you can see them side by side. The Note 9, the colors are so like accurate on it, and the depth is so good. The Note 10 just keeps on like kind of overexposing it for some reason, and the Note 20 Ultra, I like portraits on it a lot. I can't really tell which one's the best, but neither of them did bad actually. Oh shit. Literally, the second I start filming, I just slip away in this shit. Anyways, what I wanted to say was I did not just take like portrait pictures, but just close-up pictures just now. And that is because this thing only has a photo and like more, but there's no portrait mode in more either. But if we grab our Note 20 Ultra, there's actually a portrait option. Why not try it on as planned? And yes guys, the Note 10 also has a portrait option, so I'm gonna try the same plant. For some reason it looks like really everything is way too blurred when you try to take a picture like this. But we'll see about the end result. Yeah, so the end result is not that great for the Note 20 Ultra. The Note 10 did kind of an okay job actually. I mean, it blurred the background a lot. But the Note 20 Ultra decided it wanted to blur both the object and the background. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna be real honest, I have no idea where the hell I ended up. But this looks like a pretty good place to try the ultra wide cameras of the Note 10 and Note 20 Ultra. Now in my opinion, the Note 10 definitely won this one. As you can see, the Note 20 Ultra looks kind of washed out, even though it is slightly wider. I keep on ending up at these random ass locations, like, where are the back rooms? Anyways, I'm dead ass scared these horses are like gonna come storming out of one of these paths and, I don't know, kill me. Alright y'all, we made it to some kind of fence. It's so green out here. Let me try one more normal shot right here with all phones. Now this was kind of an interesting one to judge on. As you can see, the Note 9 does a terrific job, absolutely gorgeous. The Note 10, you can just see the color difference, like the color temperature is kind of different. And with the Note 20 Ultra, I don't know what it did, but it looks like a washed out photo from the Note 9 kind of. We're not going to be getting past this fence because like the whole bridge is so overgrown with this shit. I cannot even film above it. It's really bad. So I just stepped over this tree, right? Now I got an idea. Only thing we haven't done is test the slow-mo camera. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna flash my meat and the camera that catches it is the winner. No, obviously that's not what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put this thing down, let it fly up and see which phone gets the best shot. Now we do have super slow-mo and normal slow motion, but I think the most commonly used function is the normal slow motion, so we're just gonna try the default slow motion with all of the phones. Okay, never mind bro, I just watched that back and it really looks like shit, so we're just gonna like kick this tree and see which one captures the movement the best. That was probably the goofiest test I've ever done, but hey, somebody has to do it. Kicking a tree. How do I even get to that idea? No, you're not gonna tell me we're not gonna be able to walk along, bro. I know for a fact I gotta go this way, but like, what? Now the last thing I want to get straight is the features. So if we click more on the Note 9, this is all the features we get. If we click more on the Note 10, I think it's about the same. But if we click more on the Note 20 Ultra, we get a few more things, like dual recording, for example. They're all like shuffled around, so I can't really see, but the Note 20 Ultra definitely wins if we're talking about features. But the Note 10 is about the same, especially considering this thing has 3 cameras just like the Note 20 Ultra. This just has like, I don't know what this is, a depth sensor. This thing has a normal, an ultra wide and a zoom, and this thing has the same, so I think this is a zoom lens or something. While the Note 9 only has a normal one and a zoom lens, and is lacking a few features. I mean, it's kind of falling behind, but the quality is not that bad. And the Note 10 is full of shit. Yes, I was right, that is a telephoto camera, so the third camera on the Note 20 Ultra is for zoom. It's so bright outside, I cannot do a low light camera comparison right now. So I'm gonna just do that in the evening, probably in my backyard or something. It's not gonna be in this goofy ass forest for sure. Yo, the horses are still doing their thing out here. By the way, this is a 2x optical zoom of the XS. It's amazing. Now before I go home though, I want to take one last picture of a certain object that's like this big, I can't even show that. Because what stood out to me when I was using the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra was that sometimes when I would take a picture of an object, you know, it sometimes blurs the stuff around it, right? But the Note 20 Ultra would just blur everything around. So I'm gonna try and recreate that problem to see if it's like actually as bad as I remember it. Now this is a focusing issue I'm talking about. You can see right here it focuses on the bucket and it blurs the ball. While in the second picture I took, you can see that it focuses on the ball but it blurs the bucket. It cannot focus on two things at the same time. Now just to compare, I tried the same on the Note 10 and the Note 9 and neither of them had any problems like this. It's just the Note 20 Ultra that has this weird issue. And boom, everybody, just like that is night. Or not really night, but it's almost as dark as it gets. Now this is just my backyard. You probably can't see shit. This is the Note 9 I'm recording on. Yeah, not that great. Moving on to the S10, I can see even less for some reason. Damn, I can't even see the sofa. That's the worst. But at least on these phones you can turn on the flash. This is what it looks like. And then as soon as it's off, it's like we go blind. And last but not least is our Note 20 Ultra. We can see a lot more on this thing already. I'm not saying it looks good. As a matter of fact, it looks really bad. But I'm not blown away by these results, really. These are 3 night photos I took without any filter or anything on, just regular photos in the dark. And these 3 pictures I took with the night mode on. For some reason the Note 10 doesn't look like it's doing anything. The Note 9 just puts a purple filter over it. And the Note 20 Ultra does an amazing job. It looks just like it's day, honestly. And now for the conclusion. And we just got a Minecraft achievement. Thank you. Go away. Now, yes, the Note 10 and the Note 20 Ultra are gone. I've sold them. I forgot to make an outro somehow. Anyways, you could argue that the Note 9 is the king of accessibility and functionality, really. Because it has these cool ass features. Look at this, like the headphone jack. Come on. One thing I didn't even mention. Look, bro, if we want to charge this thing up, the notification light. How cool is that? You don't even have to turn your phone on to check if you have a notification. Why don't the other phones have that anymore? That's amazing. And stuff like the iris scanner and stuff, that's all like so exclusive, really. Then for the Note 10, that's definitely the battery king. And it got like a huge improvement on the chip. But not as big as the Note 20 Ultra, which did not have a really great battery somehow. But the Note 20 Ultra was definitely the best in performance. And one other thing I forgot to mention was that the Note 20 Ultra has 120 Hz, of course. I don't know how I forgot to mention that, but I don't even use it because you can't use the 1440p and 120 Hz at the same time, which is stupid. Now for camera, I really like the Note 9. It's just the fact that the Note 20 Ultra had that weird blur issue. But if the Note 20 Ultra didn't have that blur thing going on, then I would definitely give it to the Note 20 Ultra, but it does, so I'll give it to the Note 9. Since the Note 10 really overexposed the images. And what other aspects did we got? I don't know. If you want to get one of these phones, the choice is up to you. I mean, I've showed what they can do and how they perform and stuff. So like for real, if you're thinking about getting one of these phones, I would probably advise against it, given the fact that they're so old now. You should probably opt for like an S21 Ultra. Except if you really want these cool features that the old phones have. Like the SD card. But you know, that's what I'm saying, it's all up to you. And so yeah, peace out. If you like these types of videos, please consider leaving a like. And if you want any other type of comparison, just leave it in the comments, because yes, I will do them. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.